All right, good morning. I'm back on my spot where I just got the 0.2 grams. I'm going to continue to dig out just along the edge of the trench I've got going in here, coming out towards the middle of the creek as I dig. So I'm going to start right about in this area and come down through here. I've already got one stick in place, another stick in place to kind of mark the edge of my hole there so I don't step in it by accident as I'm on my way to the classifying station. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do today. See how it looks. All right, so I'm digging one end of the trench I've been working on several days now, and I found some deeper material that I must have missed last time I dug the original trench. So I'm kind of cleaning that up a bit and expanding, digging along the creek side of the trench. Getting pretty good material. This is what it is. It's kind of decomposing bedrock, clays. I like to see the big rocks of rhyolite resting on top of it because that's some heavy stuff. I think the gold gets freed up as the quartzes are running down the river and hitting that rhyolite and breaking out of the quartz. So that's just my thoughts on that. Also, I found a really neat piece of quartz that I've never seen before. It's really mineralized. A lot of the quartz around here is pretty straight white. This one's got a lot of mineralization in it. But particularly on this side where you've got the some red iron-bearing stone, but then also all these, I believe that's limonite, called limonite crystals. It's like it's kind of rectangular, square, like pyrite, only it's much older, so it's been oxidized. It's basically oxidized pyrite, I think. You see it a lot when you get down to the black sands in your pan. So that's pretty interesting. I'm going to keep that piece. Alright, so I sluiced out my first bucket. It took forever to get a bucket with just that material, bedrock, clays and stuff. But I do have some fines in there, some mediums, a couple of nicer flakes right there. And I think I saw a couple bigger ones go through, so I hope they're in there. So that's what my sluice setup looks like. Alright, well there's the first bucket. A tad bit disappointed. I was hoping it'd be more than that, or there'd be some bigger pieces in there considering how much bedrock I dug. So I'm going to just have to dig down the trench a little bit further, so that end of the trench isn't as strong as like the middle part I was finding the other day. But it's good information to have. There's gold there, it's just not as strong, so just keep that mental map in my mind as I continue to dig this stretch. I'm guessing maybe that's like 30 milligrams. I like to put it in a pile and touch it with my fingertip to get a feel for how much of a little pile is there. So guessing maybe 30 milligrams. All right, here's bucket number 2. I said that's probably a bit better than bucket number 1. It looks like the materials, the gold's just a smidge bigger, a good piece count, a couple of nice pieces in there, nice bright shiny ones. All right, so here's bucket number 2. Got a 3-lead shot in there. And some of the gold. I'm going to pan this back and reveal the rest of the gold. So yeah, that is definitely looking a lot better than the first bucket. So I'll dig some more along that little stretch. Maybe I can show you the material next time I get a good shovelful. All right, so that was a bit more of a pile than bucket number 1, so I'm guessing that's at about 50 milligrams, maybe. Based on the last time I was here and how that felt as a little pile. Some nice bigger pieces in there. Okay, on to bucket number 3. Or maybe lunch and then bucket number 3. All right, here's the material I'm trying to keep on. I think it's a little bit better than bucket 1. It's got like a gray clay material on top of the decomposing bedrock, and I think that's what's holding the gold. A little bit bigger gold. Maybe the creeks run on that longer and is able to drop more gold on it. I don't know. Okay, last shovel full for bucket number 3. Material's looking pretty good. Clay, sort of orangish and grayish, sort of mixed together. So it looks pretty good. A lot of those red, smaller red stones is magnetite. It's magnetic. So they accumulate in the bottom of your pan a lot, and you can get them out with a magnet and keep them there pretty cool. All right, so there's bucket number 3, and I've classified about 10, or sleuthed about 10 scoops so far, so I'm going to video a few more scoops. Get a nice big nugget, very nice big gold flake there, but it's standing up on its end. You can't see it right now. But I'm maybe going to add some material that'll pop back up again. Another little flake just jumped out right next to it. So yeah, I like that big flake came out in the first scoop, so I always like that because then it, when you continue sleuthing, it disappears, and then you can always watch it come back again. It was so much fun. All right, so just checking the bottom of my pan, or bottom of my bucket. There's like a half a scoop left, and I just panned it out. Out popped a nice flake. About 6 total smalls and micros, and then that nice flake. So my first couple of buckets, I was getting like 6 smalls and micros altogether. So that's pretty good. All right, so there's bucket number 3 sluiced out. Some pretty good little pieces in there, little nice flakes. Looks similar to bucket number 2, I think. Hopefully about that much gold in it. All right, there's bucket number 3. Looks like that nice flake at the bottom of the bucket is the biggest piece of the day. So not too bad. It felt like about 0.05 or 50 milligrams again, so not too bad. If I got enough time and energy, I'll do one more bucket, 4 buckets for the day. Well, I'm running out of time this evening, so I thought I'd dig the deeper part of the hole that has more overburden, so it'll fill my 4th bucket up faster. You can see all the overburden stuff there. And then at the bottom there is some decomposing bedrock, some clays. And same in the shovel here. Mostly overburdened, but then I do have some bits of good clay in there. So overall bucket probably won't be as good, but that's okay. I needed to fill it up fast so I can get a little bit more gold to try to get more than 0.1 grams. So hopefully this will do it. Here's bucket number 4. It kind of reminds me more of like bucket number 1. Clays were like really orange and more flood material. A lot of smalls and mediums, micros. So this is probably going to turn out more like bucket number 1. Alright, so that's bucket number 4. I put it in a pile and felt it with my finger. It's didn't really even feel like a pile. So I'm going to say that's 20 milligrams or 0.02. So if you add all 4 buckets together, that's 0.15 or 150 milligrams, which, I don't know, might be a bit optimistic. Let's hope I can get 150 milligrams. Let me put it that way. All right, time to fill in my hole and pack up and head for home. Get this stuff cleaned up and drying out. Talk to you later. All right, there's my gold for the day. 4 buckets. I have got a strong neodymium magnet that I use to kind of move that around, get the magnetic black sands out anyway. And then weigh it up. I've tared it out already. And weigh it up. 0.147 grams. So my estimate was pretty close. I was hoping for 0.15. Not as good as the other day, but not too bad.